Attorneys for Samaria Rice filed an amicus brief this week saying Lohman should never again be trusted with a badge and a gun. Rice, you'll remember, was killed on a playground near a swing set. Police were called to the scene by someone who said they saw a person pointing a gun at people. The issue there, Tamir had a toy gun the whole time, and also
shout out to
the 911
Fox Soul.
call taker also got in trouble because the person who took the 911 call never told police that the caller who reported the person with the gun also said it's likely a child. But you'll remember everyone was upset because the police immediately pulled up and he was shot within seconds. But I need to talk about Lohman and why he was fired and why it took so long, because he actually was not fired because of this shooting at all. Lohman was fired, and this is information from the Cleveland Plain Dealer, he was fired for lying on his CPD application. A couple of things they said he did wrong. Essentially lying by commission. Investigators say he lied about his stint at another police department. So he had worked at another local police department, I want to say Independence Police Department. And the issue here is that he was allowed to resign from the Independence Department after 6 months because of a series of incidents where supervisors determined he was unfit to be a police officer. So he was supposed to disclose that information. Also, Cleveland officials say that he was supposed to disclose in his application that he failed a written exam to try to work as an officer at another department, Maple Heights. So a couple issues there. Essentially, this officer was bouncing around or attempting to and not being honest about it. And that's how he got to Cleveland in the first place.
Yeah, and that's one of the problems that we have with these officers that do wrong but continue to get a job in the same field, whether in the same city or state or elsewhere. Originally, the city of Cleveland argued in court that Tamir caused his own death. And they got a lot of backlash about that. So they backtracked on that and changed the wording on that for sure. But you got to think about there's no accountability. I mean, I'm not even sure if this officer even apologized to the family because this little boy is gone, right? His life is taken away. So lives have changed forever, from his parents to family to friends that know him and know that he should still be here today.
So I wanted to bring to attention, you guys, a very powerful piece of an interview that Samaria Rice did with The Cut. So she, we've talked about this a little bit about how she kind of lashed out, if you will, on social media, called out different activists. What she calls, what is the word that she used? Monopolizing the movement. So she did this interview with The Cut that was so very powerful. I don't have the time to go into all of it, but a couple of things that I want to talk about. She talks about having her son's death instantly being politicized and the critiques of the prominent activists that she's criticized. So she says that she wants to clear it up a little bit. So she says families of those who have been killed by the police and those loved ones whose death sparked mass movements continue to navigate political misrepresentation, battle zones of police repression, homelessness, and poverty, while Black, and she put in quotations, leadership that has not been selected by the masses flourishes through, and then she put in quotation marks, celebrity status. So she also called for an end to what she describes as celebrity activism culture that allows public figures to, and then she put in quotations again, hustle Black death. And so it was so extremely powerful. So if you get a chance, just Google Samaria Rice and then The Cut, and it'll come up. It's very long, extremely powerful, because I think a lot of times, Brooke, I'm glad you gave the backstory, but a lot of times we don't get a chance to talk about what these families are going
Come on now.
in the present.
I'm finna.
And I kind of want to clear it because even
I'm finna go see.
Maybe she shouldn't have lashed out.
Let's go see the boy.
With Tamika Mallory, I said on the
Take her,
there's a different way she could have said it, but when she puts it
Walk
this way
around there.
about what she's really experiencing, it really makes you feel a little bit. It makes me feel a little bit more deeper for this family. So I just wanted to bring that to the table because I thought it was very powerful.
Okay, great. All right, an employee who gunned down 9 people at California rail yard and then killed.
This is a coerced type news or journalism setting.
The government had
This isn't, they like gossip columnists more like this. They gossip reporters. They don't really talk. They don't even talk about real serious news. They tell them because ain't nowhere in the world. And I found that out on my own. They be avoiding real serious questions. They ain't said nothing about Patrisse Cullors these past couple of weeks. They ain't said nothing about being crunk. None of those accusations. And you're not going to tell me real journalism integrity wouldn't let that come up. That Black Lives Matter
already
organization,
17 shootings.
that Black Lives Matter organization was the biggest thing that, one of the biggest thing that ever happened and throughout society. And they used our youth. And I think that's terrible that won't nobody, not even Black Soul, Fox Soul, none of them, Vivica Fox, that Claudia Jordan, none of them. None of them won't even have enough integrity to speak on it. I don't want to be part of that type of clique. I wouldn't care. That ain't success to me. I'm sorry. That's hampering us when they do that, when they cherry pick.
In the past week. Now they're saying the gunman had pretty much targeted his victim because he walked past several and ended up shooting. We're talking.
They ain't want to answer none of the simple questions. They treat you like you're a troll, like you trolling them, and this is serious news, and you like, wait a minute. Do y'all have any kind of journalism integrity? These are gossip columnists, whatever you call them. They are coerced in what they speak on, and to me, that ain't real journalism. That's okay. Get some Black folks and sit them up in front of the cameras, and we're gonna tell them what to say. And that I can't support that. I'm sorry. That's some weak. Then when people like Kwame Brown want to say something, Ice Cube, you know, nah is something. And I'm not mad at that. I support, you know, those brothers, and, you know, shout out to them. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about because everybody want to join the bandwagon now. I hope more join the bandwagon, but I hope something transformative come out of it. But yeah.
Things. There's so much going on. It makes you nervous about what's going on in our world today.
You know, this honestly didn't feel more about opening up. This to me seemed like more of an internal problem. The scary part about this is when you go to work, you expect to come back home to your families. So first things first, prayers and condolences out to the very innocent families and victims of this heinous crime. But more importantly, the scary thing, like I said, is that, you know, like you said, Romeo, 10 years ago, he made claims that he wanted to kill people at work. But then there were also co-workers of his more recently that said that they wouldn't even speak to him. They were like, they would say hello, he wouldn't reply. He yelled at someone, told them to get
Shout out to Samaria Rice.
You can't necessarily fire a person.
That's a strong Black woman, queen.
Right, you know, so it's just really scary.
And they ought to be ashamed of themselves.
It makes you really just afraid to be.
You got to be a certain kind of Black person.
Yeah, you just really have to be careful.
In that position, limiting yourself like that, just to let all that type of good news fly over you because, for whatever reason.
San Jose yesterday. We've been trained to think of these things as random and unpredictable. And then he said, as prioritization of
people like Amanda Seals say something,
to perpetrators of domestic violence.
and I do not support that Amanda Seals. I don't know much about her, but I know she ain't with the pro-Black community at all. That I know. But you know, then she'll say something that's like on the Black side.
He was violent. He was scary.
You know,
13 years.
And then people go, some people, not a lot, I'm not giving her no credit she don't deserve, because ain't nobody like flipping out over no Amanda Seals. But,
you know, I think that's striking.
She making a living.
Hey, listen, this is not
being like that.
And kind of tying into what Dibby said, saying, you know, an expert.
Being an Oprahite.
As people would like to think. These
of
are
sorts.
things that we should look deeper into to figure out how to prevent.
All these are Oprahites.
Always signs.
These are benefactors of Oprahites.
With the Sunday shooting of UK Black Lives Matter activist Sasha Johnson. London Metropolitan Police said in a statement that
I wonder how the Black Lives Matter youth and kids
on suspicion of possession of an offensive weapon on possession with intent to supply a Class A drugs.
I don't even care.
19 and
don't even care.
Were later arrested on suspicion of
it's fraudulent.
For fighting in a public space.
Ain't no kumbaya with pro-blackness.
Class BJ,
And I like it that way. I prefer it that way. I hope it stay that way. I hope we do not depend on nobody but us from now on. I'm sick of this. Let these goofballs, but shame on the ones who know better, of course, but the ones who don't.
I do is run to the internet. I love to see what
I don't even know what to
Twitter,
say right now.
Facebook, Instagram, what everyone is saying. So I saw so many crazy headlines about this. I saw, just to read a couple, Sasha Johnson spends her life condemning white people, gets shot in the head by 4 black men. I saw Sasha Johnson was shot by our own community. Will we be out in the streets like we were when police do the same? I saw black on black crime. I mean, the racists really came out for this, and it was very, very shocking. And what I want to say to those people that might be watching Fox News Black Report is that although let's not let that overshadow the work that she has done for Black Lives Matter and Black.
I'm sorry that sister got shot. I am.
The Atlanta Journal-Constitution.
I'm very sad
An
about
Atlanta
it.
mayoral candidate had his car stolen while speaking to a
However,
business after a ribbon-cutting ceremony. All right, according to
besides the Black Lives Matters overseas.
Mercedes stolen when 4 suspects jumped into the car. Brown says it's the opening of a Dunkin' and Baskin-Robbins. AJC reports violent crime is on the rise this year in the city, and police figures show homicides are up 52% compared to this time last year.
Patrice Cullors
more than 40%.
got another thing going on. The Makers.
Making this tying this into
They call themselves the Makers. So that's her little rebound. She gonna keep it elite. She became an elitist. She gonna keep the money, honey. And she gonna be a elitist. I hope Ashley Say So gonna do an exclusive on that.
Not want these kids arrested or charged.
You hear Ashley Say So? Do an exclusive on that. But do the exclusive on all 3. Opal and the Empress of the show. And talk about how they use the black youth. And talk about how that's not for the black community and it never was. Why don't you? If you really say so. But I don't. I don't think you really say so. I think your white constituents say so. And you say, yes, my son. Y'all's my friends. Y'all my friends. Y'all my friends.
He said that he believes they acted out of desperation. This is what this man said. He said, this is a generational poverty issue. These kids, it's 12:30 in the afternoon. Why aren't they in school? Why aren't we?
These are Hollywood Boulay associates. They're not going to go against whatever oaths they upheld.
You think about my good friend Akon, what happened to his.
And I ain't talking about just the ones in the court of law.
A friend of mine in St. Louis, he left.
They ain't going to do it, y'all. Especially a lot of these rich black Boulay elites. They ain't going to do it. So quit trusting in them. Watch them brown nosing. Some of them, you gotta watch some of these pro-blacks now, some of them.
An interesting point, that especially because people are.
But even in some of that, I guess it's not a bad deal. It's not affecting nobody.
Yes.
And they're going to.
People like me just ain't got nothing better to do but to find something that stands out.
At best, police can help you get your car found. They can help arrest the killer. The thief. Yes. But it doesn't prevent other people from stealing cars. And so he's saying, I have an option that will prevent people from stealing cars. In the instance of kids, get some jobs, gets food in their mouth, money in their pocket. So do you think that that's an